Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win when Wolverine vs. Carnage Savage Instinct confronts the Red Nightmare? Wolverine, also known as Logan, is one of Marvel's most dangerous warriors. He possesses an indestructible adamantium skeleton and claws, combined with a rapid healing factor that allows him to survive fatal injuries. Logan is the embodiment of pure survival instinct, a master of close-quarters combat with centuries of experience, where every strike is delivered with maximum lethality and without hesitation. Carnage, whose real name is Cletus Kasady, is an alien symbiote entity born from Venom, but far more chaotic and brutal in nature. Carnage can reshape his body into razor-sharp weapons, enhancing his strength, speed, and regenerative abilities far beyond those of Venom. He is bound by neither morality nor strategy and exists solely to spread destruction and terror. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. As a natural-born mutant, Logan already possessed a formidable physical foundation. His body was honed with superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes from a very young age. When his skeleton was bonded with adamantium, all of that potential was not only preserved, but pushed to a far more terrifying level. Every strike Logan delivers now carries the weight of indestructible metal, dramatically increasing his destructive power and making him capable of causing damage on the scale of multiple city blocks or even an entire small town. Wolverine's healing factor plays a central role in his overall power. Because his body is constantly regenerating, physical limits nearly cease to exist for him. Logan can lift objects weighing between 2 and 10 tons under intense combat conditions. He once knocked back Sauron after the enemy absorbed all of his own energy, leaving the opponent completely immobilized. In close combat encounters, Logan is strong enough to hurl Black Panther across a significant distance in a sudden ambush, easily restrain Daredevil despite a surprise attack, and even stun the Hulk with a direct headbutt. Wolverine's raw strength is further demonstrated through moments of pure instinct and brutality. He can overpower superior Spider-Man through sheer physical force, snap a dinosaur's neck in a life or death situation, lift a massive pillar to use as a weapon, or deliver a punch that sends Rogue crashing straight through a concrete wall. Logan does not fight with his claws alone, but also with terrifying physical power. He has charged straight through both walls and metal doors while slamming into the Thing, defeated Sabretooth using nothing but his fists, and kept pace with and overwhelmed Iron Fist in a brutal battle. Even Spider-Man, with his superhuman reflexes, has been left stunned by Logan with punches heavy enough to genuinely injure him. Logan has even taken down the Human Torch with a single precise blow and defeated Archon at the exact moment his opponent's weapon was retracting, which is especially impressive considering Archon is capable of enduring an entire beating from Colossus. When severely injured, Logan enters a state of pure berserker rage. Reason and morality nearly vanish, leaving only his primal fighting instinct. His strength surges to the range of 4 to 5 tons, pain is suppressed, his body floods with adrenaline, and Wolverine becomes an utterly merciless hunting machine. In this state, he can slaughter entire hordes of demons from Limbo, has defeated Captain America, taken down Chikara, and overpowered a Wendigo through sheer force. Forge once noted that even while enraged, Logan still maintains refined combat skill, something exceedingly rare among warriors. Even more frightening, Wolverine's tactical awareness is heightened during his rage, allowing him to perceive incoming attacks and projectiles from nearly every direction. Alone, Logan has pushed back waves of demonic invaders attacking Earth, inflicted severe injuries on Negarai, a demon lord, and defeated Man-Beast even when the opponent was wearing the armor of the High Evolutionary. Wolverine is not only famous for his adamantium claws and near-immortal healing factor, but also for his exceptional mental resistance. Logan has repeatedly proven that telepathic assaults struggle to overpower him. Through spiritual and mental training from various members of the X-Men, Logan's mind has been tempered to resist intrusion and manipulation, allowing him to stand firm against some of the most powerful psychics. This ability was clearly demonstrated when Logan resisted a direct psychic attack from Emma Frost, one of the most dangerous telepaths in existence. Even when weakened, he remained exceptionally resilient against Psylocke's abilities, and even survived a mental attack from a robot wielding the power of Jean Grey. Logan has also successfully resisted mental suggestions from a Shi'ar Imperial Guard, while simultaneously enduring Psylocke's telepathic assault, the Brood's attempts at control, and physical damage inflicted by Rogue. These two aspects function as a unified whole, neutralizing the advantage of those who rely on telepathy. Logan's thoughts were never shaken by Elektra's attempts at psychic intrusion. He once broke free from Mojo's control while still resisting Karma's telepathic possession, demonstrating a will of steel and a survival instinct so powerful it borders on terrifying. For Wolverine, the mind is not a weakness, but a battlefield where he always stands firm, roars, and moves forward. Wolverine possesses a sensory system that reaches an almost feral level yet remains controlled by the instincts of a seasoned warrior. Logan's eyesight allows him to see extremely long distances with astonishing detail, while his hearing is so acute that he can detect even the faintest sounds amid the chaos of the battlefield. On one occasion, while inside a sealed building, Logan clearly heard the sound of Silver Samurai's helmet clashing from another structure, a testament to his nearly predatory spatial awareness. Earth 616 Wolverine has proven himself through countless brutal confrontations. He once fought Red Skull head-on and finished the enemy using Captain America's own shield. Logan can tear a bull in half with his bare hands, rip the Venom symbiote off its host, and shred Bonebreaker during a berserk rage. His adamantium claws allow him to tear through steel, slice straight through Deadpool's blade, and nearly pierce Hisako's energy shield. Logan has impaled Mr. Sinister and has even clashed with high-level entities such as Maestro and Terex the Tamer. More terrifying still, Wolverine can cut through a demon from the Dark Force dimension as if it were nothing more than a thin layer of mist. All of these feats reflect not only raw power, but also show that Logan is the embodiment of primal survival instinct, where senses, strength, and will merge into one. And once he has locked onto a target, very little can stand against the storm, given form as an unbreakable warrior. I sincerely hope you will subscribe to the channel. It helps us tremendously, and you are truly the best. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Carnage. Carnage originated from a dark, mutated offshoot of Venom, where the madness of the host perfectly merged with the violent instincts of the symbiote. He is the embodiment of pure chaos, a rare threat defined by both psychological instability and total destruction. Carnage's power is nearly impossible to measure accurately because it constantly shifts with the mental state of the host and the level of savagery unleashed by the symbiote. That very instability is what makes him more terrifying than any established standard. The symbiote species itself belongs to an ancient race known as the Clintar. Contrary to the fear held by most civilizations across the universe, the Clintar are inherently benevolent by nature. Their original purpose was to bond with individuals of strong moral character to create heroes who would protect the weak. A true bond was never meant to be possession, but a balanced symbiotic relationship in which both sides coexist and support one another. However, when a Clintar bonds with a human whose mind is distorted or chemically unbalanced, tragedy begins to take shape. The symbiote itself becomes corrupted. It no longer seeks harmony, but instead learns to dominate and seize control of the host's body. Carnage is the most extreme result of that failure. He does not merely control destruction, but actively revels in it, turning the symbiotic bond into an uncontrollable instrument of slaughter. For this reason, the Clintar have become a haunting obsession in the eyes of many civilizations, not because of their true nature, but because of the horrific catastrophes that can emerge when the bond is twisted. Carnage stands as living proof of how fragile the line is between hero and monster. Carnage is the result of a chain of dark mistakes that began with Venom and its host, Eddie Brock. Eddie's symbiote, though influenced by negative emotions, was never completely corrupted. It was more violent and aggressive than a typical Clintar, yet it still retained a certain degree of control. Everything changed when its offspring was born and found its way to Cletus Kasady. That union shattered every limit and created a fully warped entity in which violence was no longer restrained. Cletus Kasady was already a dangerous psychopath, even before bonding with a symbiote. He murdered his parents and his grandmother at a very young age, then burned down the orphanage where he once lived, leaving behind blood and fire. When captured, Cletus was serving 11 consecutive life sentences, a number that reflects his almost limitless cruelty. Venom's accidental act of freeing him from prison opened the door to the nightmare known as Carnage. Carnage. Almost immediately, Cletus began killing at random, without purpose or remorse, solely to satisfy his thirst for chaos. Venom was long regarded as physically stronger than Spider-Man, but against Carnage, that advantage was not enough. In Carnage's first appearance, Spider-Man was forced to cooperate with Venom to stop the threat. Even then, the effort was extremely difficult because Carnage proved superior to both of them combined. He was not only stronger but also possessed new abilities never seen in Venom, such as the power to generate weapons and long-range attacks directly from his own body. The Avengers once attempted to contain the danger posed by Carnage, but that effort quickly turned into an uncontrollable nightmare. Captain America, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Thing were each bonded by symbiotes, causing their powers to be twisted and turned against their own teammates. Spider-Man was the only one who avoided that fate, but alone, he could not change the outcome. The Avengers were forced to deploy a special task force enhanced by symbiotes in the hope of balancing the battlefield. Yet even that was not enough to subdue Carnage. In a moment of desperation, Captain America managed to break free and call for reinforcements, and the one who answered was Agent Venom. This arrival ultimately saved the situation, but it also revealed an entirely new level of danger when confronting Carnage. The scale of destruction Carnage can unleash shows that everything can spiral far beyond control if he's left unchecked. His power is so immense that it sends a chill through even the most hardened warriors. Carnage was once killed by Sentry during a prison breakout, not because he was being deliberately hunted, but because at that moment he was overpowering both Luke Cage and Jessica Drew. Like Venom and other symbiotes, Carnage can produce his own webbing, which is extremely durable and flexible, used both for movement and for binding enemies in combat. Even more terrifying, Carnage can transform his body into living weapons such as spikes, blades, or razor-sharp axes. He can even detach these weapons from his body to attack at range, although they will disintegrate after about 30 minutes. Every battle involving Carnage becomes a place where the line between hero and catastrophe grows dangerously thin. Most of Carnage's abilities share the same origin as those of Spider-Man and Venom, but he is not merely a stronger copy, he is a far more dangerous variation. Spider-Man's spider sense is completely unable to warn him of Carnage's presence. This turns Carnage into an invisible predator who appears without leaving any signal for his opponents. His physical strength reaches a level where he can lift up to approximately 80 tons, and continues to increase as he expands his size and muscle mass during combat. He can sustain maximum physical output for a continuous 24 hours before toxins begin to build up in his bloodstream and reduce his performance. Even then, Carnage remains a terrifying threat. Carnage's regenerative ability is what truly defines the Nightmare. He heals damaged tissue rapidly and violently, capable of fully regenerating severed limbs or destroyed internal organs. Carnage once regrew his entire body from nothing more than a severed head after being killed by Venom, and even regenerated his head within seconds after Alice Gleason blew it apart. As long as he remains bonded to the symbiote, he is immune to all diseases and infections on Earth. Carnage is not merely difficult to defeat. He is a chilling reminder that there are entities that obey no limits. This allows the Carnage symbiote to do whatever it desires without being restrained by its host, Cletus Kasady. Wolverine is the embodiment of endurance and pure survival instinct. His adamantium skeleton and claws turn him into a nearly indestructible close combat machine, while his sharpened senses allow him to perceive the world like an ancient predator. Standing against him is Carnage, a living catastrophe born from the fusion of madness and limitless power. Carnage is not only stronger and faster than Venom, he is far more dangerous because his mind is completely unbound by any standard or restraint. When these two entities clash without any environmental advantage, there are only two predators staring directly at one another. Wolverine charges first. It is instinct, the habit of a warrior who has always trusted his claws and close distance. His steps are fast, precise, and filled with killing intent. Carnage does not retreat. He laughs, not with a mouth, but with his entire body stretching and warping, as if this battle were nothing more than entertainment. The first collision is like two storms slamming into each other. Adamantium claws rip through the crimson symbiote, exposing melting flesh that instantly reforms. Carnage is injured, but only for a split second. He retaliates with blades and spikes erupting from his arms, piercing and smashing Wolverine away. Logan rolls across the ground, bones shattered, flesh torn, but he rises almost immediately. Blood flows and then stops, wounds sealing shut. His eyes never waver. Carnage gradually gains the upper hand. He is stronger, faster, and more adaptable. His symbiote body allows him to attack from every angle, extend his limbs, fire biological projectiles, and form weapons in an instant. Wolverine is forced to face an opponent capable of striking at close, mid, and long range simultaneously. Every time Logan closes the distance, Carnage reshapes, pulls back, or unleashes a counterattack powerful enough to crush a tank. Adamantium claws can cut Carnage. That is true, but they do not leave lasting damage. Carnage regenerates so quickly that the wounds are nearly meaningless if they are not exploited completely. Carnage holds the advantage. He can prolong the fight until Wolverine is exhausted, or even attempt to bond with Logan himself, turning an immortal body into a vessel for a deranged mind. If Wolverine does not understand Carnage's weakness, if he relies only on instinct and raw power, then this direct confrontation is almost a path to defeat. But Wolverine is not just a beast. He is a warrior who has survived centuries of war, slaughter, and survival. Logan learns quickly. He realizes that Carnage can regenerate, but he still requires mass to exist. Every time he is torn apart, Carnage must pull the symbiote back together and reconstruct his body. And that is when Wolverine changes his approach. No longer reckless charges, Logan focuses on shredding, dividing, denying Carnage the time and space needed to reform. The battle becomes even more brutal. Wolverine uses his own body as bait, accepting impalement and crushing blows as long as he can get close. Every swing of his claws is meant to tear Carnage into smaller pieces and fling them away before they can reconnect. The ground is soaked red with blood and symbiote, the air trembling with roars of hatred. Carnage still laughs, but that laughter now carries a trace of rage. If the fight lasts long enough, the balance begins to shift. Carnage remains dangerous, but Wolverine is tireless and fearless. He can die hundreds of times in this battle and still rise again. In a decisive moment, when Carnage leaves himself open through overconfidence, Wolverine launches forward like a living bullet, his claws shredding the symbiote and splitting him into countless scattered fragments. There is no elegant finishing blow, only relentless destruction. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That is today's video. Thank you very much.